In this episode, I am going to show Rakshita Ravi about endgame technique. Generally, what we should do once we get an advantage in endgame and how to convert it into a full point. So Rakshita, what happens when we get advantage in endgame? And that's what we are going to discuss now. Okay. So there are two main weaknesses in endgame. So in the middle game, we have other weaknesses which are more important. For example, having a better pawn structure, having double bishop advantage, you have a pass pawn, opponent's piece is passive, opponent's king is weak, and so on. So there are many kinds of advantages we can have in the middle game. But in the end game, I would say there are two kinds of advantages which are more important to have. Okay, so you should be looking for creating these kind of advantages when you play end game. So what are those two advantages? One, creating pass pawn. Having a pass pawn in end game is a very big advantage. And the other is how to identify pawn weaknesses in opponent's position, creating pawn weaknesses in opponent's position. So basically the two main weaknesses I would consider which is very important in endgame are having pass pawn and creating pawn weaknesses in opponent's position. Now let us discuss about pass pawn. Now about pass pawn, in the middle game we know that we have to block it with knight or with bishop. Okay, but in endgame it is better to block opponent's pass pawn with our king. Okay, so king should play the defensive role in endgame. So there are two main defensive roles the king should play, which is blocking opponent's pass pawn, and the other important role which the king should play is defending our own weak pawns. So whenever you exchange queens, reach an endgame, you have to ask yourself which are my weak pawns and whether you already have a pass pawn or there is a potential to create a pass pawn. If you have a, let's say, 2-1 pawn majority on the queen side, then you should realize on the queen side I can create a pass pawn. Okay, so basically you have to identify the pass pawn and the weak pawn both for yourself and for your opponent. So if your opponent has a pass pawn, try to block it with king. If you have weak pawns, defend it with your king. Similarly, your opponent will also try to do all this. If you have a pass pawn, he will try to block it with his king, and if he has weak pawns, he will try to defend them with his king, right? So in end games, it is very important we not only implement our ideas, that is what are the things we want to do, we have to do, but it is also important we don't allow opponent to do all these things. Okay, so basically prevention is also very important in end game. Okay, so if we implement our ideas, opponent will implement his ideas, then our advantage will not increase. So when you are trying to implement your ideas, you have to at the same time pay attention to stopping opponent from implementing his ideas. Okay, now once you have identified a weak pawn in opponent position, first we have to attack it. Okay, so ideally what we should do, each of our pieces in endgame, they should all be attacking one weak pawn, and if they are different weak pawns, it will be even better. Instead of all the pieces attacking one weak pawn, if each piece attacks a different pawn, that will be better. Okay, so once you have identified your weak pawn, attack it with a piece, and the next thing you have to do is to fix the weakness. Okay, you should not let him, if there is a pawn weakness, you should not allow him to move the pawn, then the pawn weakness will reduce, or exchange his weak pawns, that also